You're live.
I bet
All
it.
right, we're live. Here we are. We're the Reapers people. With the three owners, right? Are you guys three owners?
There
What?
are three owners here. Yes.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So what'd you guys think of the show? Hey, what's that? Oh, he's sitting back down.
Oh, that's Paul. That's
Oh,
Paul. This was his brainchild.
all
Yeah,
right.
Bev. It was all Paul's idea, so we can blame it all on him.
It's beautiful. It really is a different kind of haunt that I've never seen. It's so beautiful. I think anybody would enjoy it. Anyone. It's just amazing what you guys have done. Really.
Um, I just want to say that was one of the best reviews I ever saw. That show, the editing, all the work you guys put into it.
We tried really hard, especially Rich.
Two of, there's only two of you doing all that work. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's not real easy. What's going on with the voice, with the sound? You got it?
Oh yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
okay.
I'm just trying to figure out. Can people ask? If people can hear us? Because
Can people hear us?
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
I can hear you too. What I'm noticing, if we all give a little space in between talking, it
Oh yeah,
doesn't cut
right.
out anybody else.
Right. So it's definitely live. We've got people joining. We got Dave. We got Paul.
Oh, okay,
that
cool.
have joined. So we got somebody else joining now. So people are coming in.
So let's talk about the show. So what was you guys' favorite part, you think, out of all of it? Do you wish that maybe, what did you like, whatever, or any constructive criticism or whatever?
Like I said before, like I said before we went live, I thought it sounded and looked very good, and I mean it was, there was some sentimental moments in there as well with like Todd narration and with your narration that I was like, this is some nice touches there.
I also loved all the interviews with the people that were coming the opening night, and the other haunters, and then all the interviews with the actors. I think people see a lot of our marketing, and they see actually they don't. You did a really good mix of behind the scenes type stuff, and then you mixed it in with daytime and nighttime. Like, yeah, the whole thing was amazing. Yeah, the drone shots make us look bigger than we are, I think.
It is big. It's huge there. It's enormous.
Well, I just want to know. Speaking of other haunters being there, Gene went right on the record and said that he was taking ideas and he was going to do it bigger. So, Gene, challenge on, Gene, challenge on.
No, that's our fault because we were teasing him. Because
we tease them too. They're great friends, and when we go and visit them, we have a great time. Him and his brother, they're a class act, and like you said, Pennsylvania just has a plethora of haunts.
207, Pennsylvania. Oh, what happened?
Everything's good.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, 207 haunts in Pennsylvania alone. I don't know if they're all good, but but yeah, Jim and Gene, we were teasing Gene. We were saying that that he was there taking notes and stuff, and that's why he said that. But they cut that when we were teasing him out, and so that's what.
Yeah.
We like a little friendly competition.
We stole. I think.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I mean, we're in our 16th year, and they're about 30 years. We stole a lot of ideas from them.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Seven Deadly Sins house. When do you think that will be up by the fall?
Should I put it out there, guys?
Yeah. Put it on the record.
Yeah. We might have changed our mind already, and we're having a lot of fun with the creative. All the blueprints are getting approved as we speak, and we're hoping to have walls up in the next month or so on the inside. But yeah, we're kind of pivoting with the theming.
Oh, well, you're not going to have it be Seven Deadly Sins anymore? It might be something else?
Because I'm retired, I got outvoted. I love the Seven Deadly Sins, but I like the new idea too. So I don't know much.
How do you feel about funeral homes?
I love funeral homes. Hey, why not? Sounds good to me.
Okay.
I still think we should throw maybe a little sin in there, but
Yeah, there's
we don't
definitely
have to
there's
have it
definitely like
complete.
some character ideas and room spaces that we will get into to using those ideas as a basis for some things we're doing, without a doubt, but not the overall theme to the house anymore.
Oh, so it might be a different thing, but it's still going to be that fantastic house.
Oh
I
yeah.
no matter what you guys do in there, I'm sure it's going to be really, really cool. It'll be awesome. Whether it's some of the sins or whatever idea that you guys come up with, it'll be really cool.
Yeah, as long as the Reapers touches on it, it's gonna be unbelievable. We've it's funny because a lot of people that own hay rides and screen parks, they want a haunted house, and a lot of guys that have haunted houses want to have hay rides, and we get to enjoy both things, and so we're ready to dip our toes into a full blown house.
So, Paul, I got a question for you. I'm off camera here, only because I didn't shave today. I'm the producer.
He doesn't want to be on camera.
So I hate cameras. But I got a question for you. So, how do you think the progression's been over the years? Since you started this, right? How what do you think now of what? Can you believe this has grown into what it's become when you first started this haunt?
Well, I was just talking to Travis. Yeah, it was pretty sentimental for me to see those aerial shots because it was myself and Bobby on a 4-wheeler, a tractor with a brush hog, and a chainsaw.
No way.
That was 60 acres. There was barely a couple deer trails up there, maybe one 4-wheel trail. I mean, you couldn't even drive a car on it. And now it's a small city in just 15 years. And yeah, we're always trying to figure out what year did we add the carnival? What year did we expand the hayride? What year, did sector get built? And we've lost track. I've lost track anyway. But yeah, I still can't believe watching that video how we showed up in a broken down pickup truck with a 4-wheeler and a chainsaw.
No way.
Well, you guys have done so much in 15 years. Really, seriously, this place, it's enormous. It really is. And it's like, I've been to a bunch of hay rides, but I've never been to a hayride like that. It's so theatrical. It really is.
And it's long.
It's
I
long.
think that's what brings people into it, because it's just super long. How do you make something that like the haunter that was there from that we edited in, that was from in another haunt, I can't remember the name of the haunt now, but he said it's a 2-hour experience pretty much in this in this entire haunt, and it was on a non-busy night, so this wasn't waiting in line. This is just simply the hayride, getting off, getting into carnival, getting into the other haunts. This is how long it takes, and it's value for money in a sense, right? I mean, I think that's what he was trying to say. So how did you what's your business philosophy being around that, giving that much value, per minute or whatever it's, break it down into that somebody's on this in this experience for? That's pretty incredible.
But we found early on that people will drive 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, and they're great, but a lot of times it's a lot of effort to go and get 35 minutes of entertainment, 45 minutes. There's ones that have 5.
Uh-oh. We can't hear you very well,
Yeah, his
Paul.
sound's a little.
You're either cutting. I don't know if others can hear you.
How about
his phone's breaking up a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say, we're sort of in a B market. We thought that our business model was to maybe give a bigger show, a better show, and charge a little more. People travel from all over. We've traveled everywhere, and sometimes you're a little disappointed because you only get 35 or 45 minute show, and you just always want more.
Right.
So, and I think back in the day, people would go to 2 different haunted attractions in one night. So we wanted to make sure if they were going to come all the way up into the hills where we are, that they were going to get a full night of entertainment. So.
Paul, what made you want to start opening up a haunted house in the first place? What was the desire?
I just wanted to say before, the reason Reapers is what it is.
Whoa! That's some stuff right there. That was real live action.
Time out.
No.
Rich tripped over the light.
Sorry.
This is live happening, coming to you from the field.
It's live.
Hey,
Like
there's no faking it.
we're not making it up. It's happening right now. We're rich.
But the,
So Paul, I think the question was, Paul, what made you want to do this? And you were about to say something maybe about the origination of this.
well, I wanted to say that the land is magical, and what was the best part about creating Reapers is everybody I brought up there just immediately was infected with the passion. Kelly, especially, and Jen and Kelly, Mike Hefner, Todd, Travis. So the core of people that were attracted, my buddy Mike from Allentown, the other partner, I just said, you just got to come up here. As soon as they stepped foot on the land and saw we had cut a couple trees down in our vision, everybody got on board, and everybody is what helped create what it is today. And but what made me get started? I was 29 years in the carnival business. I love seasonal businesses. I thought, I thought Halloween is just it's such a fun, entertaining way. I also owned a bungee jump, so I think I'm really good at entertaining people, and I'm really good at scaring the shit out of people.
That's awesome.
And I'm not a great salesman for crap. I love to sell adrenaline. So that's what Reapers is. We're selling adrenaline. And Kelly comes from the carnival industry. We're all Pennsylvania showmen. And I think we put on an amazing show,
Worth the price of admission.
It totally is. So Kelly,
And
tell me about
and
the
just to
carnival.
go,
Tell me about that, Kelly. Tell me
What's
about
that?
tell me about the carnival business and how you ended up, doing this now.
So I worked well, Paul knew my grandfather and my mother really well, and then the land that Reapers is on was owned by the man who owned the rides that we all traveled with.
S&S.
So full circle. I worked for Paul when he had the bungee for a little bit, and he worked for my grandfather and my mom, and then this by happenstance, I got into this it was raining, and he had opened his restaurant in the town he was living in, and we were at a festival there, and it started raining, and I was like, my buddy has a restaurant in this town. You want to go see him? And we stopped by, and he was like, hey, we're starting a haunted hayride. Do you want to help us out? And we were making tombstones that day, I believe. And then clearing the trails, and and then I scared somebody for the first time, like in that atmosphere, and I was again hooked. I was like, oh, we didn't know, we thought it was going to be a hobby, and then after like the third year we were open, we were like, oh, we kind of have careers, and then we kind of found our way in the industry, and thank goodness, it became the monster that it is.
Wow, that's really cool. Everybody says that once they scare the first person, they're addicted, right? But
Yeah, it's super gratifying.
I've never scared anyone.
I got
but
a question about that
go ahead.
because
yeah, hold on. Before we go on, Rich, before we go on, I have to go on the record. It was never about scaring for me. I got to be honest. I ended up with Reapers because when I was 10 years old, I tried to build a tilt-a-whirl in my front yard.
Wow.
It didn't work out. I never made it to the carnival, but I wanted to be partners with them at some point, and Reapers was my only way in. So here I am.
but talking about that for a second, you said that once you scare, I don't know what the quote is, but you can't go back. Like, is that for everybody, or I think it's just a certain type of people,
Yeah, kind of.
personality
I did too.
type, for some reason, that get gravitated towards this, because I don't feel that.
I'm not
I would
really good
probably
at
never
scaring
go
people. I'm good at being scared, but I'm not really good at scaring people. I never know what to do.
So this is a certain type of personality that likes this.
Yeah, I think so.
I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Before I was in this industry, I don't think I would have paid to go get scared, or I wouldn't have gone to other haunts. And now it's, I grew a lot with even my own personal fears through doing this. Like, that mountain's creepy when you're the only one there and you turn everything off at night.
Ooh, I believe it's scary.
I think it's a lot of us aren't very good at tap dancing, so we get on stage, be part of a show, and people are entertained by us. And especially Kelly, he found a little niche where he has some unbelievable skills in acting, theatrical, timing for scares. And he early on became one of our go-to guys. We'd have a scene that was struggling. I'm like, Kelly, please go up there and fix it. And he was able to give people noises, characters, different.
It's absurd. It's a lot of nonsense, a lot of fun.
So I mean, he just had a knack for it. That's he found that skill by just being out there and trying it. So again, when you find a skill and you get on stage and you're part of a show, you got to go with it.
Wow, it's interesting. I mean, you guys always really pretty much top of your game in Hayride. I mean, you're always winning like awards and everything. I mean, all the time. I mean, really. So you should be pretty proud, I would say.
And the other question I got is like, who came up with the idea of the Thriller dance?
Oh, the Thriller
Because it's very
dance. Yeah,
unique.
who thought of that?
I don't know any place.
That's Paul.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
actually
that was Paul? Okay, cool. Yeah.
the Michael Jackson Thriller dance with 5 or 6 young actors. It's pretty hilarious. But
It is. It's fun.
I used to play drums, so we, the Thriller dance is really offbeat stuff, the Michael Jackson steps. So we put it in 4/4 time, made it easy for the dancers to do it. I think Todd and I edited the music, put Vincent Price laugh in. So we kept it. We tried to keep it, I think, 1minute, 15 seconds. So the tractor. But actually, we had a security guy who was a policeman in Scott Township, Jimmy, who constantly pushed us to do Thriller in our cemetery. And I was just like, it's just so cheesy. I don't see it working. So we developed it. So the first front of the cemetery is zombies, and they're all attacking the wagon, and they're scaring you. And then we get to a point where the disco ball lights up, and it's a whole separate sound system. So you kind of go from a cemetery scene to a Thriller music video. And then when Vincent Price laughs, they creep back into the mausoleums and back into the woods. So I was able to justify it in my mind how we could transition from a cemetery and zombies into Thriller dance and then back into zombies. And then I said, okay, but he bugged me probably for 3 or 4 years to do Thriller. And so I can't say it was my idea, but we made it work.
Incredibly creative. I mean, you don't see that at other haunted attractions. You just don't. You don't. You don't see it going. It's almost like a Broadway show to me. It's very, very theatrical.
Yeah. But for me, the best part is they're fully engrossed as zombies coming out of a cemetery.
Oh yeah.
Until the first beat of the music hits
Right.
for Thriller, and then
I wanted to do it. I really wanted to do that dance, and it just didn't happen. But I really wanted to do that. It would have been so fun. Any other questions that you got?
Well, we have we have the winners of the contest.
Oh, who's the winner?
But
we forgot.
Well, that's fine.
Oh, you don't want to announce it?
Is
there several, or is there
there's
only
actually
one?
2.
There's 2, so we got to pull it out of a hat.
People that
guessed.
got they got within one screen. They was that close, and they both tied.
So we're gonna pull it out of a hat then.
We're gonna pull it out of a hat.
Okay. All right, got it.
But,
okay. When do you want to do that?
Well, we could do that in a second. I've just got one more thing to say.
All right, go ahead.
So, I mean, what are your objectives for the next year, other than the new haunt attraction coming alive in 2024? That's going to be up and running. What's the future for Reapers? You see it go on. I mean, where do you see it from 10 years from now? How do you see? And another question: how do you see the haunted attraction industry changing?
Oh yeah, that's
in 10
a good
years?
question.
Like, with the market base and everything the way it is, you've obviously seen a big change in maybe the last 4 or 5 years or so, and it certainly is taking more of the mainstream. So how does that factor into your business plans and growth?
Todd and Travis, you guys should take that.
Todd, tell them about the digital, aspects and that kind of thing. I think that's kind of where we're headed with a lot of things.
All right. Well, I'll talk to the digital a little bit. Like Kelly and I often end up collaborating on different scenic videos that can be placed in different spot via projection mapping. The nice thing about projection mapping is, we can customize it to the structures that we're working on, but then it's easy to change it. So year to year, we're going to be able to offer different things. And like the ring scene is a perfect case in point for this. We had a TV on a tree, which everybody loved, but I kind of was like, wow, I think we can do a little bit better than this. We're wasting some real estate behind the ring here. And then I mean, it started kind of small, and then look at what's behind there now. And it just really gives that ability to just take the customer out of the fact that they're sitting on a hayride as they look at the beauty behind that ring. But then it really sets it for Demi to come out and do what she does. And that's really her cracking her bones. It is not a microphone at any point. It's crazy.
That's
So,
nuts.
that's where I kind of see things going in a little bit more of a digital aspect, but not so much. I think we also have to stay true to our roots, and that's what we're trying to do with the new haunt. I mean, Kelly, why don't you tell them a little bit about what you think as far as where we're going?
I mean, there's definitely builds we all want to do. The bottom of the carnival, the tunnels need some loving, and there's other stuff on the mountain that we were definitely, there's plans to upgrade. Even Alice is always a great scene to add to
Yeah.
anytime. I mean, more lights, more color, why not? As far as 10 years down the road, I'm not entirely sure. But I hope bigger, better, faster, scarier.
Mhm.
That's awesome. I love the Alice scene. I think the Alice scene is incredibly beautiful. It really is. And the snow and everything. It's gorgeous. It really is. I mean,
Yep.
I say it like that, like it's gorgeous, baby. But it is. It's so nice. I mean, but there's so many really great scenes, the pumpkin scene. And I know that you could say, well, you don't really go into detail that much of everything, but like if we show everything in our show, you won't want to go there because you'll see it all. You'll be like, "Oh yeah, I saw it. It was all in the show." And this way, at least we show little bits and pieces, and so you still want to go to Reapers and be like, "Yeah, I got to see it. I got to see it for myself."
It's kind of
Mhm.
like, I would say filming Reapers is like filming a firework display. It's impossible.
Yeah, you can't
Or a
get the true
concert.
thing.
Yeah, people do it all the time. They post it on social media. Nobody cares. It's
You have to be
how
there.
can you possibly capture that of everything that's happening? A firework display, and then put it on social media for
Right?
people
No,
to
but
watch.
yeah, it's not
If
as
you're there,
beautiful.
it looks great. But
Or
if
like when
you
you take a picture of the moon and it's like this
it's
big, and
impossible. I
it's like
think Eric Lauder told us that, and,
yeah,
and that was uh,
Mhm.
exactly how I think of it. It's very difficult capturing the whole entire
the
episode
beauty of it.
essence of an entire attraction of everything that's going on there.
It's more
But
beautiful in person, especially the hayride, and but that's okay because people will want to go there and see it for themselves.
I mean, you guys are kind of beating up your show a little bit. Tell you what,
You
we're
know,
very
we're
self-critical.
honest.
We're very
We're
self-critical.
honest. There's
Yeah,
only two
yeah.
of us. We're honest. We're like
There's two of us
we
here.
and
Yeah.
we just also our main show. Like what we really want to do is get it to the regular public. Like kind of be like sort of like I don't know how to put it, but like American Pickers or like Project Runway, but haunts. So it just shows a new kind of not new, but like a different kind of lifestyle for people that like never even thought of. Because most people go to haunted houses and they don't even think about people doing this in the background. They don't think about how much art goes into it, how much
I agree with that, Bev. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I don't think even people understand how difficult it is for
it's
us
hard.
to put the same show up every year, let
Yes.
alone change anything. And we change a ton of stuff every year. But sometimes I think the public doesn't realize that. And it's not that, I mean, it's just people don't think about what we go through every day.
They don't think about the actors. They don't think about it's not a bad thing really. It's just something that it's just something that they go to, right? They don't really think about all the
Yeah.
stuff that goes into it. It's so incredible. I mean, to me it is. I think it's really interesting. And I also think everybody that works at a haunt for the most part is pretty crazy, and that's interesting too. Like what the whole situation. It's a really weird industry, and
It
you
is, and I
know,
think that people on the outside of that industry don't really know what it's
yeah, they don't
about.
know.
And there's people
And I
that
think if
when
they
we
knew, they
started
might
filming
find
this,
it very
they're
interesting.
like, "What the heck are you doing? Why are you filming this
Yeah,
stuff
why? Why do
because,
you want to see?
and they have
But it's
completely the
cool.
wrong opinion of it. And now you guys will know this
It's
because
super artistic.
you know,
It's like,
they've
I mean,
experienced this many times. You know, I'm sure you go cocktail parties, say, "What do you do for a living?" Well, you know,
I own a
I
haunted
work, or I own a
house.
haunted house.
Right.
I mean, you get like probably some really weird looks, but the reality is, it's a massive industry, and
It's
nobody's
super
shining a light on
interesting.
this in a way I think
It's
that really
super
reveals
interesting.
what it's about.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. I think your show brought out every aspect of how massive it is to run a haunt.
It's hard.
A lot of haunts out there, and you know, and then, you know, to touch on, there's so much to see. I think the first time we had some scares that used to fly overhead in year 2 or 3, and people would miss it, and I go, that's okay, they'll talk about it. And I actually stole this idea from Field of Screams. They have so much stuff in
I know. Okay. I don't.
can't possibly see it all. So I think we tried to become so big and so much to look at, so that people would come maybe 2, 3, 4 times a year. You know, back in the day when we were only $25, you know, we had people that would come every weekend, you know, because you just can't see it all, especially now. So it is kind of, but you guys were able to show the daytime, the nighttime, all the behind the scenes, the detail into the artwork.
Different years.
Different year, yeah, a couple different years mixed in.
Well, we were there 2 years. We were there over the course of 2 years.
I'm oh man, that is an amazing show. Where is that thing? Yeah. But it's awesome what you guys captured, and like I said, I think you did capture how awesome the show is, and how much detail, and the art, and the hard work. I mean, you really just, like I said, I've seen a lot of reviews, a lot of videos for Reapers over the last 15 years. That is the best thing I've ever watched. So,
Oh, that's really sweet of you to
Yeah,
say.
that's very nice of you. Thank you for saying that.
You know, we just want to show. We don't really want to review.
the way
Like, we
I-
don't say, like, I think
I
all
mean,
of them have, like, every haunted attraction has a different personality, you know?
right.
Try to capture that.
it's
Well-
it's about going there and just being open and just filming stuff, and then when you get to
And
the
talking to
editing part of
everybody.
it, it's trying to write that story about what this attraction is about, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm anxious to watch all your other episodes. I'm a big,
Cool.
and I also now want to figure out what the best way to share it with friends and family, so they can go on and buy it for $3. Is that how it works?
Yeah. Well, you guys are going to go up on Amazon pretty soon. There's a few little touches that I think that Rich wanted to work on.
It's gonna be re-edited a little bit.
A little
before it
bit.
goes
It'll
to
be
Amazon.
really pretty much the same, but I wanted to work on a few things that he noticed that were not quite, because he's a super perfectionist.
There is so it's going to go to Amazon Prime, which is the TVOD plan that we're on now. And because we're small filmmakers, you know, we're nothing at this point. This is what they give us. This is the best they can give us. I mean, there is a curation process there. It's very difficult to get in to Amazon.
It used to be
It
easy.
used to be easy, but
Yeah.
now it's very difficult.
Now it's hard.
So that's good. It gives us this big platform to put stuff on.
But then from there, we have a distributor, so we will be
yes, it will
on,
be going to,
you know, Hulu and
yeah, it will go to
Tubi. But it
bazillion
takes
platforms.
time.
Yeah,
It takes time, you know.
So
Like, it's there, and like, we talked to the lady that is in charge of our account, and she's like, yeah, you know, it takes some time, don't worry about it, it's gonna go. And we've been picked up by a couple of small ones, but we're not even going to talk about that because they're so small.
Well, it's going to go
because it will go to the big ones.
Let me just set the record straight a
Okay.
second. So it's going to go from here. It's going to go to Amazon Prime, you know, which is where you've got to pay for it. And unfortunately, we really don't do that. But that's just the way it is. And I'm not even going to get into what they pay filmmakers, independent filmmakers. It's disgusting how they rip them off.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. From there, it's going to go as a complete season, which will be 2024 in October. And it then hopefully the timing works out, so it'll be available on the free platforms like, you know, Freevee, Tubi, Hulu. Those are the SVOD channels.
Well, the deal is that they don't let you put it there until you have the complete season done. So Rick it takes him about a month to do a show, right? So we filmed 12. So he puts up one on Amazon, one, and then once he has the full season, he can give it to the distributor. So that's how it kind of works.
Yeah, and Amazon Prime is because I've got a relationship.
Sorry, I
with
hope
them.
this isn't boring.
It's it's very difficult. Filmmakers get screwed all the time, and it's just hard slog, right?
Well, if you are going to edit it, Travis and I had one
Go for it. Go for
Tell
it.
us.
Tell us.
Do you have any thoughts of the pumpkins at night on Pumpkin Hill?
We didn't get it, right?
I think everything that I've got in there
yeah, we had trouble getting it.
Is what I've got because and
Ultra low light.
You can
Yeah, slow light, and also
hayrides are so difficult
yeah,
to
they're
shoot.
hard.
They're really, really hard because you're on this wagon. You're in the same spot. You can't get up. If you get up, you're gonna fall over, right? Because it's moving and wobbling and everything. And you got the camera gear, but you're trying to get the best shots you can. So hayrides are so difficult. I think in hindsight, if we'd got
We
off
should have
and we
got
went to
somebody to drive us around.
every single place in a golf cart and we shot all of that
and got
then
off,
it
and
would have
did
been it would have been different, and we could have
but we
accomplished
didn't do that.
But yeah, but next time, and there'll be a Reaper's Revenge too. I mean, maybe there's a
in a few years.
Maybe there's a real revenge. You know,
A real revenge, the revenge of the
comes
Reaper.
back, you know.
Yeah.
Well, we only have a couple of seconds of really good clips of some of those tall pumpkins.
Send them over.
Work for you guys if Todd sent you some of that?
Yeah, please do.
We'll put it in.
I love using other clips.
The moon swoop. Yeah.
Whatever you got,
Totally,
send it over to me, and I will try and get that in.
Yeah, 4 or 5
edit. Absolutely.
Teaser.
It's the teaser of it, you know.
Thanks a lot. You guys make it work for me in the morning. Thank you.
You could do that sleep.
Well, we'll haunt you both. Love you, brother.
I love you too. I really love the fact that when Paul wants to say something, there's just this slight delay. It is driving him nuts that he wants to jump in and he wants to say something and his finger, he's ready. And then the delays there. This has been epic. I'm loving it.
Well,
I'm loving it.
Todd's been doing.
Are we going to do the winner?
They're having a lot of fun, though.
They are having fun.
I mean, honestly, this is about Reapers because this is like, I mean, it's really satisfying to put together, a small documentary on a very small budget of a major haunted attraction.
That's true.
And have people show up and watch it, and they're interested in it, and they love it, and then we can expand that over, the next year.
Can you guys hear him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Just checking.
I hope so.
Just checking.
The speaker's right there. So, but yeah, I mean, but we really do sincerely thank you all for letting us allowing us to film, because a lot of haunts, in the early stages,
sometimes they don't want you to,
and
because
you
they
get
don't
a lot
know
of people wanting to film these places that are vloggers, and they YouTube, and they just they
go in and they suck, and
it's all about them.
I shouldn't say they're so hard.
It's like, I don't know, it's a creative process. It's just trying to show this place in the best way I can. And the best way
I think you nailed it, brother.
Yeah.
You did a great job, and thank you so much to both of you for everything you did. We loved the episode. That's it.
Awesome. So, content.
All right, so let's announce the winner.
Okay, there's 2 people that came
within
one scream.
Within one scream.
Right? The scream count was 57.
The scream count was 57. 57 screams.
So we've got someone called Hamilton Sorka. Hamilton Sorka. From
and he
Beckley,
got
West Virginia.
Okay, from West Virginia.
Okay,
and he got what?
He had 56.
56, that's close.
And then the other person is Angela Limes.
Angela Limes.
From Washington Courthouse, Ohio.
Okay, and how many did she get?
Same thing, 56.
56. So let's pull it out of a hat.
We're gonna do a virtual.
We're gonna do a virtual coin toss. How are we gonna do this? All right.
Well, I'm gonna give Angela heads.
Angela's heads. Okay.
And we're gonna flip.
All right.
Oh, I heard it. I heard the coin. This is legit.
Tails.
So.
Sorry, Angela. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Angela.
So the name is Sorka Hamilton.
Sorka Hamilton.
Love the name.
You won $300. 300 smackers, baby.
I'm in the money.
So we'll be reaching out because we have your information. So we'll be reaching out with that Amazon card, and we'll put it out there. You won. That's very cool. Yeah, 57 screams.
Kim,
so
awesome.
The second place or the first place loser a pair of Reapers tickets?
If you want to do that, if they live around there, where do they live there?
Names
Yeah,
right
we
here.
could give you.
I don't care where they live. We can.
They'll come.
Angela, where does she live? Ohio. So she can.
I've driven to Ohio to go to see aunts.
Yeah, yeah, we went to Ohio.
My niece Renee.
Yeah.
Actually, 50.
So, Bev, Rich, give them 2 tickets. Thank you, Paul. Great point. Give them 2 tickets and tell them to email me, Todd, TODD, at reapersrevenge.com, and we'll take care of that.
Oh, that's really cool. Okay, cool. So
Sweet.
2 winners. 2 winners. All right, so we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you for everything. And, your whole cast and crew is amazing. Thank you for letting us film with you guys.
Thank you guys very much.
And we really appreciate everything. We really do.
You guys,
we appreciate.
Amazing job. I hope you have a great season. Anything we can do for you guys ever, let us know.
That's really sweet. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Get the shovels.
Merry Christmas. See you guys.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I don't understand.